Welcome to a very special video, ladies and gentlemen. I have been itching to do this video all day, but unfortunately the Cobra Kai marketing team likes to always release these promos and trailers and stuff while Jacob's at work. But nevertheless, and I digress, we have ourselves a little teaser, a little trailer of what's to come in Season 4. And trust me when I say, I know people say this all the time, but this might genuinely be my favourite season. And it's not necessarily because we're in the now and because we've got 3 seasons to compare it against and, you know, when Season 5 rolls around it'll be the same thing. No, I feel like this might be my favourite season because of what's being set up. I feel, right to my core, that Cobra Kai is winning this All Valley, not necessarily just because the show's Cobra Kai, but because I get that feeling. I get that feeling in my gut that Robby is going all the way and Kreese and Silver are going to get their redemption win, in their eyes. And as much as Miguel training with Daniel looks cool, Hawk training with them looks cool, Sam jumping over rooftops, you know, Johnny punching stuff, you know, oh, it looks great, it's going to be great. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about the first thing that we see. So we see Sam the goat walking through a hallway, Darth Maul style. You know, you've got the speech playing, you've got all that jazz. Miyagi-Do stance, you've got Johnny walking in the offset. I'm pretty sure that was Johnny. Yes, that's Johnny just walking in the offset. Dimitri doing his training. I tell you what, Dimitri is going to have a killer arc this season. He has that underdog arc where he's gone through a major shift, a major change, and he is only going to evolve from here. Keep an eye out on Dimitri. And if you're new to this channel, you won't be familiar with this term. If this is the final All Valley of the show, we need the song You're the Best Around to start playing the minute Dimitri knocks out Kyler. That's when it kicks in, or when Dimitri knocks out an opponent. It's got to be for Dimitri. The minute Dimitri gets a little win, that's when you play that song. Then it cuts to Johnny and Daniel, you know, legends of old. And I love the way they build it like this is like a TV advert. You know, for like just a standard TV show, or you know, or you're watching daytime TV and then All Valley Karate Championship comes up. Really well done. You see Miguel just striking a pose, you see Dimitri swinging a kick, and then you see someone who's clearly shirtless doing a kick themselves. I think that's Hawk. I think they have deliberately left his hair out of shot for a very specific reason. It cuts to Robby, just my son, looking absolutely fierce. Back to Miguel, back to Sam, back to Johnny, back to Daniel, back to Kreese. Just like everyone's doing all these fancy moves and kicks, and Kreese is just standing there smug and smiling. Cuts to Tori, cuts back to Miguel, cuts to Robby doing a little Wolverine tilt, cuts to Hawk making just a screaming gesture. And what I love about that is while Robby's doing the Wolverine tilt, it honestly reminds me of just Wolverine in the first X-Men when he's like, all right, time to play. You know, Tori looks great in a Cobra Kai gi. I'm surprised that we didn't see much of Kyler in there. They all look great. I think Miguel and Hawk are showed less because that would provide spoilers for the Eagle Fang gi design, which, you know, if you've been lucky to avoid that at this point, thank you very much, leakers. Thanks a bunch. If you've been lucky to avoid that at this point, then, you know, you're in for a treat. I'll say that. And long may you be constantly away from it. Now, I like the way that they're presenting the All Valley. It looks similar to what was before. But is it just me, and when I say this, that it feels like it's a bit more grand this time? Like, it just looks bigger. Like, the stadium itself, like, the whole venue looks bigger. And rightly so. And then we're treated to a montage of quick cut images, just quick cut, of where you've got Tori on Robby. Now, someone asked me, what do I think of this? I simply think it's either going to be, you know, Robby and Tori get into an argument. They're testing Robby to see how far they can push him. This is just Tori and Robby just, you know, playing around, and this is planting the seeds for some love stuff going on. I've talked about that in a recent video about how we've got to be careful with that. But it could be a mixture of things. Maybe Robby said something to provoke her. Maybe they're training with the Quicksilver method. Or maybe this is really early on, and this is before Silver's even come into the mix fully. And it's just Kreese, you know, putting them through the motions. But it looks like Robby's in kind of like a tank top vest. And she's in like training gear. So it's probably just these two training after hours with Silver and Kreese. Specifically these two. Because these two, you know, as much as Kyler's cool... shout out to Trigonometry. As much as he's cool, Tori and Robby are... You don't need anyone else. Like, if they had add Sean to the mix, I would be so happy. But essentially, you just need these two. These two are all you need to oppose Sam, Miguel, and Hawk. You literally just need these two. And now they're on the same page, the bad boy and the bad girl. And then you get cut to an image of Miguel training with Daniel. This is the Karate Kid of old training with the new Karate Kid. Fuck yes. Right? Excuse my French, but hell yes. Like, that is what we need. And Miguel is now going to get defense. The hybrid fighters in this show is going to be insane. You know, you've got Miguel, who knows a bit of Johnny, a bit of Daniel. You've got Robby, who knows a bit of Daniel, a bit of Kreese. You've got Hawk, who knows a bit of Kreese, a bit of Johnny, and now a bit of Daniel. Like, hybrids, and Sam will know Johnny as well. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then it cuts to Johnny and, you know, Daniel, you know, spudding. You know, respecting each other and all that. Then you're treated to Johnny just demolishing... a cinder block to smithereens. I don't know if this is just a dream sequence or whatever. But then you have Sam, you know, doing parkour. Like, is it Sam? I'm not entirely sure. Comment down below if you think this is Sam or not, because I can't be sure. It's very far out. But it looks to me like she's reenacting the scene from Spider-Man 2 when he's like, I'm back! I'm back! And then falls and lands on his back. And then you just get to the point of, obviously, you know, come on, we know who that is. Like, it's not like Robby's grown his hair back out and made it silver. Like, that's Silver, ready to put his hair, tie it up, and get down to business. And I love when it just cuts back to a man who's just like, yeah, battle for the soul of the valley kind of thing. Because it's, you know, it's alluded to. But this little trailer was all that we needed. I'm a little bit unsure of, you know, okay, it's coming, you know, December. But I wouldn't be surprised if it could even come before that. You know, it's so just palpable. I'm just excited. Honestly, I am really excited for what is about to come, because what's about to come is going to be insane. And the reason I say this might be my favorite season, because I can just see the bad guys winning. And I know for some people they might say, well, why shouldn't Johnny and Daniel win? Johnny and Daniel coming together at the end of season 3 is symbolic for me of what's going to happen with this show in the long run. They will win in the end. However, I feel like it would serve the story more for people like Kreese and Silver and Robby and Tori if Cobra Kai win. How much more does that evolve the show? That evolves it. And then season 5 is spent for trying to get the good guys back on top. And then season 6 is the end game. That's the final showdown. Like, that's how I would personally do it. That's how I would do it. But as I've said, you know, as much as I want Robby to come out with the win, if Miguel comes out with the win as a 2-time champ, I'm okay with that. If Hawk wins, I don't know how I would feel. Like, that would be the biggest middle finger to Kreese. Like, yeah, you chose this guy over me. And this is one of the things that we have to consider, and I did a video about this. The reason it's so hard to predict who's going to win is because there's so many fighters. Now, for me personally, I don't see Tori winning. I don't really see Sam winning it unless they lay the foundation for it. For me, it's Miguel, Robby, Hawk. It's one of those three. One of those three is coming out with the win. And I just feel like that's because the characters that we really started with the karate aspect from season 1, Robby needs it for, you know, to not just plant the seed of his redemption, but to stick it to Johnny, stick it to Daniel, and get one back on everyone who he thinks he's betrayed him. You know, I'm not here to argue the merits of that. Miguel needs it because he's got the rise of a champion arc. He's got that standard Hollywood trope. Champion wins, they get knocked down, they get back up. Hawk has the arc of real redemption. This is why I said his redemption moment of saving Dimitri was cool, but his true redemption begins now. And how cool would it be? A season of redemption. Hawk coming out looking like a Yu-Gi-Oh character with like Yu-Gi-Oh infused hair, whooping everyone's ass, and he wins it maybe as Eli, not as Hawk. He wins the tournament as Eli. How symbolic. How symbolic would that be? And no doubt, that just because, you know, Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do have teamed up, it doesn't mean that you're going to have Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai. You could have Eagle Fang versus Miyagi-Do. You know, it's up in the air. It's anyone's guess. But I feel like if you're bringing Silver and Kreese back, you need to really give them a reason to win. You have to. You can't just bring them back for 30 years later and not give them a win. And I don't mean to be that guy, but the show is called Cobra Kai. You know, so essentially it just makes more sense. And I feel like Martin Kove has just been subtly hinting that Cobra Kai's got this one. It just feels like the natural, organic way that I or you would take this show. As much as I would like the good guys to win, I think the bad guys need to win this one first. Just because as much as you have your feelings on Tori or Robby or Kreese or Silver, they, you know, or Kyler, they are the antagonists. At the current moment, the way the show is established, Kreese's Cobra Kai is coming back, where it wasn't grey, it was black and white. It was more like, these are the bad guys, these are the people we have to beat. It wasn't so like, you know, oh, I'm torn, Robby and Miguel in the final, who do I root for? You know, it wasn't like that. It's not like that now. It's like, you're right, Miguel and Hawk and Sam and Dimitri, these guys need to step up, like, right now. But I could see Cobra Kai coming out with the win. So guys and girls, do me a favor, jump in the comment section down below. If this is your first time here, I am marching forward to 6k subs. And what's great about this channel is I don't just cover just Cobra Kai specifically, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, whatever you fancy. This is a pop culture channel for all. And, you know, we've got we're resuming Spider-Man watch party this weekend. And this Sunday we're having a discussion, me, King, RJ, Yinko, and a couple of others. So make sure you guys are tuned for that. But guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below, because as I say, the conversation starts here but carries on down there. I can't wait to hear all your theories and all your speculations down below. And the one thing I want to say before I end this video, think back to Season 3. When they released that teaser for Season 3, think of how much everyone theorized that Sam and Tori were in an underground fight club, guilty, and all that kind of stuff. And it never came true. So just be aware that there's probably stuff that they put in this teaser trailer to throw us off. Like, teasers and trailers, they are an art form in and of themselves. And these kind of things we won't be able to predict. So it's probably them just saying, like the scene of Robby and Tori like fighting in the dojo, that's probably a throwaway scene of them two training, but they put it in there to think, oh my god, why are Tori and Robby going at it? And then we go theorizing and we speculate for 50 videos and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's fun, but I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. You know, there could be stuff that they put in there on, well, it's not could be, there would be stuff that they put in there on purpose to, you know, make us go, okay, let's see what they come up with. So, guys and girls, I'll see you on another video soon, and if you don't subscribe to the channel, you are weak.